Hi, boys and girls. I am so excited to head back into our story, The Three Little Pigs. We have a lot of learning left to do with this story. So, last time we identified the characters. You used a story stone to show when you heard different characters in the story. First pig, second pig, third pig, mother pig, and the wolf. And then you took your learning a step further. You described your characters using adjectives or descriptive words. Today we're going to look at another story element, and then we're going to put the characters and the story element together to think about, what does that tell me about the three little pigs? Our focusing question for this whole book, to get your brain thinking about the right thing, is how do authors create characters? Remember, the character is who the story is about. In this image, it's a human, but in our book, our main characters are all animals. I don't think there's a single human in our story. So I put up the title and a picture from the book. I am not going to go back and read the whole text out loud to you again. I think most of you have pretty strong knowledge of this story. And if you don't, you're welcome to go watch the video from last time. So if you need to listen to the story, pause your video, head back to the last video, watch the read aloud, and then join us again. I do want to ask some questions, though, to get your brain warmed up and remembering this story so we can go and work a little bit further with it today. What happened at the beginning of the story? What was the mother's advice? Think about that for 10 seconds. The mother told them to go out in the world, build your house, but be careful of the big bad wolf. What did the first pig use to build his house? If you don't remember, there's a picture clue on this slide right here. We're going to think about it for 3 seconds, and then we're going to answer out loud together. Straw. What happened to the house? Come up with a sentence for that. Think about our characters and what they did. Let's answer out loud together. The big bad wolf blew it down. What did the second pig use to build his house? This time you're going to answer silently in your mind. 1, 2, 3. I hope you said sticks. What happened to the house? In my mind, I just said the big bad wolf blew it down. What did the third pig use to build his house? This time I want you to show me with your hands. I was trying to show a brick. What happened to the house? Nothing. Why? Show me. The house was very strong. So we did a little review, a few questions about the story to get your brain remembering it so we can dig a little bit deeper into it. There's our character story stone. We're going to go back and we're going to describe the characters again before we move into that next story stone, which is the setting. You probably remember that story stone from the Year at Maple Hill Farm. But in this story, there's a few different settings. So I want to take a moment and investigate those. All right, so think back to last time. What words did the author use to describe the pigs? We're going to play a little game called Guess Who. I'm going to describe one of the pigs or the wolf, and you need to guess who I'm describing. Okay? Here's your illustration. Here's your first clue. This character is lazy. Shout it out if you know it. I hope you said the first little pig. All right, here's another one. This character is kind? Shout it out. It's Mama Pig. This character is big and bad. Shout it out. It's the wolf. This character is playful. Shout it out. It's the second little pig. And finally, this character is smart. Shout it out. I hope you said it is the third little pig. So I went to a page that has all the characters labeled. I did not use the word mean. I am sorry. I used the words big and bad, and I truly think those are more descriptive about the wolf because they call him the big bad wolf, but it means the same thing as mean. So we actually labeled those on our story map. First pig is lazy, second pig is playful, third pig is smart, and the wolf is big and bad. So I'm going to add someone on there because I realized I forgot a character because I feel like she doesn't really come in that much. Mother Pig is kind. I mean, she does, but we definitely don't hear as much about her. She kind of disappears at the beginning. I'm going to make that a little smaller so everyone fits onto my story map. And I told you today we are going to move on to this part of our story map. The setting. The setting in the story is where and when the story takes place. They actually, whoever made this, put all of the settings on there. So I just want to look at each of those and see if we can match it to a picture on the bottom. And like I said, we are not just stopping there. We are going to look at how the characters connect to the setting and what it tells us about the pigs. We have Mother Pig's house. This one. We have the straw house. What do you think, boys and girls? This one. The stick house. This one. And then our nice, strong brick house. This one. The author described the first little pig's house as simple. Simple means the same thing as really easy. Think about what we know about that pig. We know he's lazy. Why would he want to build a really easy house? He didn't want to work that hard, did he? So that setting tells me a lot about the pig. He's lazy. If I were to look at these houses, which one's the easiest one to build? Probably that tiny, simple one made of straw. The next little pig, they told us he's playful. He did not want to do his work. He wanted to build quickly, and then he wanted to go play. Looking at our last two houses here, when I'm choosing between the two, which one shows that it didn't take as long? Wow, look at this one here. This shows me that someone built this. He probably didn't want to spend that much time on it because he had other things to do. He more so than this guy in his simple house, but definitely not as much time spent as this guy over here. This pig, on the end, the third pig, was hardworking, smart, and he knew to build a strong house. So when we look at the settings, I hope you're able to connect the pig with the house, because the house tells us just as much about the pig as the pig's descriptive words do. So we're going to use this to gather some evidence. This is an evidence organizer. You're going to have something that looks a lot like this. We're going to do one of these together, and then your job is going to be to choose another character and show me some text evidence. All right. I am going to start with, we're going to start with the first little pig. Let me see if I can actually type in here. We're going to start with the first little pig. So my character is the first little pig. That's all their names are. They don't really have actual names other than first pig, second pig, third pig. Let me put a text box over here. What is he like? I hope you remember from the describing words we have done. He is lazy. Now over here is where I am going to bring in my setting. What is my text evidence he is lazy? What kind of house did he build? Think about everything we talked about today. He builds a straw house. All right, your job for today. I am going to put another text box here. Text box. Your job is going to be to complete this chart for the third little pig. What is he like? How do we know? Let me show you an idea. What is he like? How do we know? What does he do? All right. I'll show you this one again. Pause it if you need to, but you are going to finish this evidence organizer for the third little pig. I can't wait to see it.